to Deep Sleep Stories. Thank you to everyone who's been listening. If these stories help you relax or fall asleep, a short review, comment, or sharing the podcast with someone who might benefit is a simple and meaningful way to support the show so that we may continue to offer it for free. Now, take a slow, gentle breath and let's begin tonight's story.
Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories. Tonight, we will journey together into the gentle heart of Bali, where temple drums echo in the distance, guiding weary souls toward serenity. For now, dear listener, settle into your comfortable space and allow your shoulders to soften. Close your eyes if you wish, and draw in a deep, slow breath. Let the air flow through you, gathering any tension from the day, then exhale, releasing those worries like wisps of cloud drifting away. Notice how each breath becomes softer, each moment calmer, as you prepare to float into the peaceful realm of dreams. There is no hurry here. You have all the time you need. The story that awaits you is as gentle as a warm breeze across golden rice fields. Soon you will find yourself in a land where ancient temples stand amid lush greenery, and the mesmerizing pulse of traditional drums beckons from afar. Let your mind remain open, tranquil, and ready to receive the soothing gifts of this journey. Far away from the busy rush of city life, there stands a little village on the island of Bali. This village rests cradled between gentle hills and meandering waterways, each path winding through a patchwork of rice paddies. The evening light filters through swaying palm trees, creating soft patterns of gold and green on the ground. In this serene setting, a traveller has arrived, drawn by the promise of the temple drums that echo at twilight. They walk quietly along a narrow dirt road, bordered by vibrant tropical flowers. The traveller notices how each blossom seems to shine in the late afternoon sun, painted in vivid hues of magenta, orange, and yellow. Butterflies flit among the blooms, occasionally resting on wide, glossy leaves before fluttering away again. The slow trickle of a small stream at the side of the path offers a faint melody of flowing water, an undercurrent of peaceful sound that follows them as they continue onward. Ahead, the ancient temple comes into view, built with tall stone gates adorned with intricate carvings. The stone seems worn by centuries of tropical rains and bright sunshine, yet it still stands proudly, an unwavering sentinel guarding secrets of peace and tranquility. Ivy creeps along the temple walls, weaving in and out of the carved figures of mythical beings and floral patterns. The architecture reflects an intricate artistry passed down through generations of Balinese craftsmen. Each chiseled line and graceful curve appears imbued with the essence of a deep, abiding calm. The traveller enters a courtyard filled with the quiet hush of anticipation. A few Balinese villagers pass by, dressed in delicate sarongs and carrying small woven baskets filled with flower petals and incense. Their gentle smiles greet the traveller and in their eyes resides a welcoming kindness. The air carries a soft, sweet scent of frangipani and sandalwood incense, drifting lazily on the breeze. Occasionally, a faint beat of a drum echoes from somewhere deeper within the temple, low and steady, as if it were the heart of the island itself. Carved stone steps lead to a wide pavilion, its roof supported by carved wooden pillars crowned with woven palm thatch. A breeze sweeps through the pavilion, offering relief from the tropical warmth. As the traveller passes under the pavilion, they notice thick woven mats spread on the ground, inviting visitors to kneel in quiet reflection or simply rest and feel the cool floor beneath them. In the centre of the pavilion, a gentle caretaker, dressed in a simple wrap of cloth, sits cross-legged. He nods in greeting. His face is lined with years of witnessing the shifting rhythms of island life. Softly, he gestures for the traveller to sit, and they do so, lowering themselves onto a nearby mat. The caretaker offers a small bowl of flower petals, instructing the traveller with a kind smile to hold them lightly. These petals, white, yellow, pink, feel weightless, like small tokens of the temple's blessings. A sudden hush descends as the caretaker closes his eyes, and the traveller mirrors his gesture, letting the hush fill their senses. The distant drums return, their call echoing more distinctly within the temple walls. The gentle caretaker explains in hushed tones that these are the sacred rhythms that guide souls to unity with the island's ancient spirit. Each beat resonates through time and memory, telling tales of harvest celebrations, communal dances under the moon, and blessings bestowed upon the land. The traveller listens carefully, and with each beat, a quiet relaxation spreads through their limbs, as though their body understands the language of the drums on a deeper level than any spoken words. Night begins to settle across the village. The sky transitions from a pale orange to a deepening twilight blue. Subtle hints of indigo seep into the edges of the clouds. Lanterns flicker to life around the pavilion, illuminating the carvings and casting playful shadows that dance with each soft gust of wind. Somewhere in the distance, a gentle gong chimes. A new harmonious layer joins the heartbeat of the drums. Darkness descends with a blanket of tranquility. The traveller follows the caretaker's lead as he stands, offering a hand to help them up. Together, they move toward the inner courtyard, guided by the faint glow of lanterns. In this next space, the temple stones reflect the dancing firelight, and tall statues of protectors and deities watch over the visitors with serene expressions. Flickering flames cast rippling patterns across the statues, making them seem almost alive in the darkness. The caretaker leads the traveller through an ornate doorway, carved with elaborate motifs of lotus petals and swirling lines. Beyond the threshold lies a small garden, shielded from the outside world by high, vine-laden walls. A gentle fountain gurgles in the garden's heart, pouring water into a still pond. The surface of the pond mirrors the lanterns that encircle it, the reflection trembling ever so slightly with each tiny ripple. In this hidden sanctuary, the temple drums sound closer than ever. The traveller can sense them reverberating through the stone beneath their feet. The caretaker stops at the edge of the pond and motions for the traveller to follow his gaze. Floating on the water are delicate lotus blossoms, their petals pale in the moonlight. The caretaker explains how the lotus represents purity and renewal, an age-old symbol of transcendence. In hushed tones, he suggests they each take a moment to reflect, letting the mind drift as gently as a lotus on calm waters. Breathing in slowly, the traveller feels a profound sense of ease settle over their thoughts. The caretaker takes out a small drum, its surface taut, its sides etched with rhythmic patterns. With a measured calm, he strikes it softly. The sound resonates through the garden, blending with the deeper temple drums in the distance. It's as if the caretaker's single drumbeat joins an unending rhythm that flows through the entire island. The traveller's pulse aligns with the beats, steady and reassuring, each one drawing them deeper into a safe, meditative space. After a few moments, the caretaker smiles once more, motioning for the traveller to follow him along a narrow path leading away from the pond. The path is lit by small stone lanterns, each glowing like a tiny star. Along the edges, lush ferns and leaves brush gently against the ankles of those who pass. The sweet fragrance of jasmine mingles with the lingering hint of incense, creating an atmosphere that is almost dreamlike. The caretaker gently opens a creaking gate at the far side of the garden, revealing another space where a small group has gathered in a circle. Each person sits upon woven mats, eyes half closed, lulled by the graceful presence of a priestess who stands at the center. Her traditional attire is woven from cloth dyed in rich, earthy tones, and she cradles in her hands a wooden instrument carved with swirling shapes, reminiscent of ocean waves. The priestess begins to play a gentle melody that melds seamlessly with the temple drums. Each note trickles out like water, descending a quiet waterfall. Each drum beat like the soft echo of a heartbeat in the silence. The group looks on with half-lidded eyes, allowing the calm to wash over them. A subtle breeze carries the music beyond the courtyard, letting it mingle with the chirping of crickets and the distant hum of night creatures. Slowly, the traveller settles among them, finding a place within the circle, feeling the rough texture of the woven mat beneath them. Their gaze drifts upward, and they notice the sky again, now fully bathed in darkness, dotted with countless stars. The gentle murmur of the priestess's melody seems to rise, swirling among the constellations, before gently returning to earth. The traveller inhales deeply, savouring the night air, feeling their chest expand with the promise of restful tranquility. The caretaker steps forward to join the priestess, raising his own drum, responding to her melody with careful, rhythmic taps. The interplay between the two instruments is mesmerizing, like a conversation carried on the wings of a hush. Sometimes the drum leads, a steady guide. Then the stringed notes of the priestess's instrument follow, weaving in a story of devotion and harmony. The traveller's eyelids feel heavier, their mind drifting into a place where thoughts come and go like gentle tides. It is in this moment that the traveller's awareness grows broader. Everything becomes one fluid experience. The temple architecture, the lamplight, the scented air, the flickering shadows, and the music that gently envelops their senses. All elements combine, forming a tapestry of profound stillness. The traveller no longer feels the need to decipher or analyze. They can simply be, breathing quietly amidst the whispering instruments. After what feels like an endless expanse of peacefulness, the music gradually softens. The caretaker lowers his drum, letting the final notes fade into the quiet. Lanterns glow softly around the courtyard, and the priestess offers a bow of gratitude. As the group disperses, some linger in hushed conversation, while others remain seated, taking a few extra minutes to absorb the lingering calm. The traveller rises, body loose with relaxation, and follows the caretaker toward a small corner of the courtyard where a simple shrine stands. Carvings of lotus petals adorn it, and a small brazier releases a thin strand of smoke into the air. Silently, the caretaker offers the traveller a stick of incense, guiding them to light it and place it reverently in the brazier. The swirl of smoke carries with it prayers for well-being, gratitude for rest, and the gentle hope that this moment of serenity may follow the traveller throughout their dreams. With a gesture as fluid as the drifting smoke, the caretaker invites the traveller to follow him once more. Together, they pass through another carved archway, entering a corridor lined with stone columns. The corridor leads to a secluded area overlooking the gently sloping rice terraces. Soft moonlight floods the scene, illuminating the greenery in a subtle silver glow. In the distance, small lights from other villages twinkle like stars upon the earth. Here, a gentle breeze sweeps across the terraces, stirring the tall stalks of rice into a quiet dance. The caretaker stands at the edge, gazing out upon the field with a look of fond reverence. He begins to speak in hushed tones, sharing the old story of how the temple drums first guided farmers many generations ago. Their rhythmic pulse called the villagers at dawn to begin tending the fields, and the same drumbeat at dusk reminded them to rest, to return home, and gather for warm, communal meals. Over time, the drums also became beacons of celebration, rallying the community for festivals that honored the cycles of the earth. As he speaks, the traveler can almost see ghostly images of the past woven into the moonlit rice paddies. Figures in traditional dress dancing under paper lanterns. Children laughing in joyful circles. And elders offering blessings to keep the land fertile. These visions shimmer like reflections on water, fleeting but strangely comforting. They serve as a reminder that life here has always been rooted in harmony with nature and each other, guided by the measured cadence of the drum. After the tale finishes, the caretaker nods and moves on, leading the traveller back through the corridor and into another silent courtyard. This courtyard holds a large banyan tree, its vast canopy spreading over the open space like a protective umbrella. Lanterns dangle from thick branches, illuminating the trunk and the wide roots that stretch across the ground like gentle arms. The caretaker points to a small bench near the trunk, inviting the traveller to rest. The bench is smooth, carved from a single piece of wood, and it seems to welcome weary souls. Sitting upon the bench, the traveller feels the steady presence of the ancient tree, a living witness to countless cycles of sunrise and sunset. All around, the night hums softly with hidden life. The caretaker gently sets his drum on the ground and rests against a thick root. He closes his eyes as though he too is drawn into the comforting lull that drapes over the courtyard. Together, they sit in silence for a few minutes, simply allowing the hush to settle in. A light rustling sound breaks the stillness. From behind the banyan tree steps a small child, perhaps drawn by curiosity, hearing the faint echoes of the caretaker's drum. The caretaker opens his eyes and beckons the child closer. With a shy smile, the child sits cross-legged on the ground, gazing with wide eyes at the traveller. The caretaker taps a gentle beat on the drum, and the child responds by clapping soft, playful rhythms. A sweet exchange ensues, a quiet call and answer that dissolves all barriers. The traveller watches this scene, feeling a warmth in their heart that resonates with the sweetness of the child's simple joy. The caretaker then offers the child the drum, guiding tiny hands to hold it properly. Under his patient instruction, the child beats a gentle pattern, slow and even, akin to the pulse of a dozing creature. The traveller cannot help but smile at the innocent delight shining in the child's eyes. There is a profound sense of peace in that courtyard, a feeling that time itself has slowed to a contented crawl. Eventually, the caretaker gently retrieves the drum from the child, nodding in thanks. The child giggles softly and waves goodbye, then disappears back into the shadows behind the banyan tree. Silence returns, but it is not empty. It is filled with the memory of shared moments and the echoes of the temple drums reverberating in the traveller's mind. The caretaker stands, offering a final gesture that signals the close of this nighttime excursion within the temple walls. He leads the traveller back towards the pavilion where their journey began, stepping carefully over worn stones that have been polished by many footsteps through the ages. In the soft glow of lamplight, the carvings on the wooden pillars appear to shift and breathe. The caretaker bows low, a sign of respect and farewell. His presence has been the gentle thread weaving through this tapestry of calm and tradition. Now it is late. The traveller steps into the open air, and a chorus of night insects greets them. A gentle canopy of stars stretches overhead, and the mild tropical air envelops them like a soft embrace. Lanterns along the path guide the traveller back through the temple gates, the final glow of their flicker dancing on the traveller's hands and feet. Each step out of the temple grounds feels like a passage from one dreamlike world into another. Beyond the gates, the dirt road remains. Flowers still line the edges, though their petals now rest in shadows, the vibrant colours of earlier hours hidden until morning returns. The stream still sings its quiet tune. The traveller walks slowly, savouring each breath of the balmy night air, each gentle step, each memory of the caretaker and his drum, the priestess and her melody, the child and their joyful laughter. Back at the simple lodging where they rest for the evening, the traveller steps onto a small veranda overlooking the moonlit fields. Crickets chirp a lullaby, and a breeze sets the tall grasses swaying. The traveller breathes in the soft air, mind replaying the steady pulse of the temple drums. There is no urgency to recall every detail, no rush to hold on to each image. Instead, a deep assurance flows through their spirit. All is well, and they have found a quiet centre within themselves. Now the night grows still. The traveller moves inside, lighting a single candle to ward off the darkness. Its gentle flame flickers across simple walls, producing shapes that undulate like clouds on a tranquil horizon. Sitting on a comfortable cushion, they allow the final vestiges of tension to slip away. Their breathing slows, becomes a steady companion to the memory of the drums. Each inhale lifts away the residue of the day. Each exhale dissolves into the comforting hush. In the quiet gloom, the traveller reflects on the caretaker's kindness, the melodic call of the priestess, the swirl of incense, and the glow of lanterns in the temple courtyard. Each recollection blends seamlessly with the present moment, as though the distance between memory and now has evaporated into the tropical night. And now, as thoughts fade and the softness of sleep beckons, the traveller's mind floats in that threshold between waking and dreams. The temple drums still echo, slower now, more distant, yet unwavering in their gentle presence. Each muffled beat is like a protective arm cradling the traveller's mind, whispering promises of safety and rest. The candle flame grows smaller with each passing minute, eventually flickering out, leaving the traveller wrapped in a peaceful darkness. The world outside drifts into slumber, just as the traveller's body surrenders to the lull of night. The echo of temple drums is the final tether to waking thoughts, gently guiding them into a realm of deep, unbroken sleep. And so it is, dear one, that the story nears its end. This is the final transition from consciousness into that boundless expanse of rest, where even the hush of the faraway drums dissolves into stillness. The island hushes, the caretaker rests, the child dreams, the traveller drifts into tranquil oblivion, guided by those ancient, calming rhythms. Now, let your own body become as weightless as a lotus petal on water. Feel the gentle support beneath you as you ease into the soft embrace of rest. Notice how your breaths become more and more subtle, as though you are breathing in the warm, fragrant night air of Bali. With each exhale, let your worries flow away, carried off like incense smoke on the wind. There is nothing left to do, no duty or expectation pressing upon you. This moment is dedicated solely to your serenity. Let the memory of temple drums resonate in your heartbeat. Let the lull of Balinese night carry you to a peaceful realm where dreams flow as softly as moonlight on water. In this sacred hush, you may find the most profound rest. Good night, dear traveller. May your dreams be gentle, your spirit calm, and your body embraced by the soothing rhythms of distant drums. Sleep well, enfolded by the quiet magic that whispers through temple walls and warm breezes. Your journey to Bali has shown you a place of timeless peace, one that lives in you, always ready to be found whenever you seek it. Sleep now, sleep deeply. Let the island's lullaby guide you safely through the night.